drive Tacoma Safari. You know, we've done this before on the channel. This is where we go out, kind of cruise around a little bit and look for Tacomas, hunt Tacomas in the wild. We've topped off with gas. We're at the gas station right now. We're gonna fire it up and head off. So here's a hot start. There you go. Pretty impressive, I know. Hopefully the radio doesn't fire up. If it does, well, that'll be kind of a drag. So let's take off. We've got to get into the thick of it here. Best way to go, I don't know. Let's see. They make these roads kind of funky here, especially this intersection. You got to go across. There's a median, sort of, and you've got oncoming traffic. You know, craziness. Okay, but that's part of how it goes in the wild, right? So we're here. We've got to yield. There we go. Now we're going to cruise through what used to be kind of a gathering point here. It's a college campus area, and you know, you find lots of wild Tacomas on campus, right? Although right now it's Saturday and I'm not even sure if they're in session right now, so I don't know if we'll see any. What I'll do here in a minute, I'll flip the camera around so that you guys can see what I'm seeing and what's oncoming. So far, I haven't seen any wild Tacomas, but I didn't expect to just yet. What's up, Krista Motive? Hey, Brian, what's up? No Krista today, not on this live stream. All right, I'm looking around. We're in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, too, so, you know, it's not very fun to drive in, but we're almost out of it. And we're going to head into what typically is a more populated cluster of Tacomas. So we should see a lot more as we get further down the road. I may have a potential Tacoma sighting up ahead. I can't tell yet. Nope, it was a Chevy. It was a full-size Chevy. We're not hunting those. Those are definitely not what we want. Off to the right, there are a couple other errant trucks, but they are not Tacomas. Looks like a Ford and a Chevy over there. All right, we're going to clear this 30-mile-an-hour slow zone. And that's probably why you don't find a lot of Tacomas in this particular area, because it's just too slow. I mean, who wants to go out and drive your Tacoma? Nah. Now we're in a 55, and we see a Chevy. Not too great right there. Again, I'm going to flip you guys around. Up, we have our first Tacoma sighting. Right on the left, it was an access cab. Let me flip you around. We'll see what the view is from this vantage. There we go. I think that's an okay vantage point. Listen for the hoofbeats of those Tacomas, Rob, your Minnesota fan. You never know. You never know. It depends on how big of shoes they're wearing, I think. Okay, we are still out in the wilderness a little bit. The one thing that I do find, for some strange reason, in this area, most of the Tacomas are located where there's more concrete, more asphalt. It's probably because there's not a lot of areas to run anywhere else unless you're in a farmer's field. And that's not generally a good idea because they tend to frown on that. I don't know if you guys can see behind me, probably not, but we have a red Tacoma Sport coming. I'm going to leave the camera on this angle and then I'll flip it around. You should be able to see him out of that window. I'm going slow in just a minute. Right about now. There you go. There is I believe that's an Inferno. It is not red. Let me flip you around. There we go. You can see it up there to the left. That is an Inferno. Our second, oops, we had some rough terrain right there. Our second Tacoma sighting of the day. As I said, and we do have one off to the left in a car lot for sale. It is a red lifted TRD off-road, it looked like. Sitting there waiting for a new owner. Okay, now we're starting to get a little bit closer to civilization, and we're going to pull right up beside this Inferno Tacoma. You got to watch it. Sometimes you spook them when you sneak up beside him. Oh, there we go. He's waiting at the light, and so am I. I don't know if he was trying to communicate with me. I didn't look over because I didn't want to spook him. He is now behind us, and we have, let's see, up to the right, you can see there is a red. That is a Nissan Frontier. No, not a Tacoma, not a Tacoma. Okay, we are getting closer to civilization here. We should be having some more sightings any minute. So we're going to leave you guys on front view. We're now going to be passed by the Inferno once again. Here he goes. He's passing us up. Looks like there are 2 occupants in that truck. You'll see him now. There you go. There's the same Inferno. We're not going to count that as number 3 because, of course, it's still number 2. This is exciting. I don't know if you guys are excited as I am, but I got to tell you, hunting Tacomas in the wild is one of my favorite pastimes, actually. Gives me a chance to take it out, stretch its legs a little bit, and see what else is out there. All right, we're into a more populated area. Let's flip you around. There we go. Unfortunately, we're coming up to one of these red beacons where we're forced to stop. No Tacoma sightings here. We do have a couple of trucks. Looks like maybe 2 F-150s. They do seem to mix in with the herds now and then. Kind of a nuisance breed, but there's not much you can do about it. One of them was a work truck. You know, what Tacoma up here on the left looks like a gray 5, Tacoma number 3. We're approaching another one of these red beacons. They really do get in the way, I must say. So 3 Tacoma sightings so far. Beside me is, I don't know what, didn't get a chance to spot it out. Okay, now, what do we have here? We had an old something. I don't know if that was an old Datsun or a Tacoma. Kind of hard to tell on the old ones. We're gonna pull up here at another one of these beacons. We have a white Tacoma lifted, looks like a SR5, going to go right in front of the camera. Not that one, this up right now. There you go. That is an SR5, I believe. So that's Tacoma number 4, if I'm not mistaken. 4 so far in our early journey on the safari. There we have one of those lovely mufflers you probably could hear up there, nice and loud and tinny, so you can't miss what you're hearing. And let's see, we're going to be taking a turn here, and we should maybe, we have a big lifted Ford. That's an F-150, of course. Do you ever notice you don't see a ton of lifted Rangers? Why is that? I don't. The new Rangers, anyway. I hardly ever see a lifted Ranger. I don't know if they have it set up in such a way that you can't lift them or what, but I don't see a lot of them. Okay, here we go. Back on the road. The population is kind of thin. It's maybe too early this morning. It's 10:28 here. So perhaps the Tacomas are still resting in place from the night. I did see a tan or sand-colored Tacoma way off to the right just a second ago. Looked to be an SR5, maybe, lifted. It's kind of hard to tell because, you know, like me, a lot of people take the badging off, so it makes it harder to identify them in the wild. Okay, let's see if we have anything up here on the left. We do. We have a lifted white Tacoma. Looks to be an SR5, hard to tell. Nice looking truck. I assume you guys could see that back there off to the left. Tacoma number 6 spotted so far in this 9-minute safari that we've taken on right now. Number 6. I think we're going to hit a different route up here. Oh, we have a walker there on the right. Must have been driving a Ford. I don't know. Let me flip you around. It's kind of thin right now in the traffic area. I am going to go down one more populated street. We'll see. Ever vigilant looking, keeping our eyes peeled for any Tacomas that might be out. We are up to number 6 now. So 6 Tacomas in 9 minutes and 52 seconds. Not quite a Tacoma a minute. Oh, we had a Jeep Gladiator back there, lifted, looking nice. And then a big old lifted, what is this? This is a Ford with those tires that stick way out on the sides, you know. Not a big fan of that myself. I don't know. To each their own, though, right? Okay, we're at another red beacon here. And I'm going to flip you guys back around. There you go. We're going to head off in a different direction, get to a more populated street. We are approaching the end of our safari. 6 Tacomas in 10 minutes now, I think. Yeah. Okay, we have to wait here at this red beacon. It's a car crossing. There we go. Okay, we have a semi, a tanker truck. Must be full of Tacoma food. Right there to the right. Gotta have those. A Tacoma needs to eat. There's our first Tundra sighting. The bigger brother of the Tacoma, of course. I think that's the first Tundra I've seen. So 6 Tacomas and 1 Tundra in 11 minutes. We're going to take a bit of a jump here in the road. Get ready. Here it comes. Not too bad. Not too bad. One of the smoother railroad tracks in the area. All right, we're approaching the freeway. We're going to actually drive along the freeway until we get to the next reported Tacoma path. There's a GMC off to the left. Haven't seen one of those today, and honestly rarely do see those. Primarily what you see here are Tacomas, maybe some Rangers here or there, not a ton. Up, we have a Tacoma on the left, number 7, another white Tacoma. Looked to be an SR5, no modification. So it was a Tacoma Au Natural. So we're up to 7 Tacomas in 12 minutes. All right, let's make this turn here, and then I will flip you guys back around. Go ahead and navigate this crossing. There we go. Now, as I said, we're coming up to we're going up to a more populated area where we should see more Tacomas, I expect. Again, we're at 7 Tacomas and 1 Tundra so far on this RobMotive live Tacoma safari. Thought I'd throw the Tundras into, they are the bigger brother of the Tacoma, so why not include those in our hunt as well? Always a good thing when you see the Tundra cruising around. Although I will say that mostly what we see here are Tacomas. The Tundra is way outnumbered by Tacomas for sure. As soon as we get up here a little bit closer, I'll flip you guys around. Matter of fact, we'll do it right now. We might see something up here. Usually there's one in that parking lot, although I don't see any today. They must be out running. Parking lots are typically a good spot to find Tacomas. It's kind of a resting spot for them. You do need to take a break once in a while, even the Tacoma. Now we have a adoption center up here on the right where you can adopt a new Tacoma. Not seeing any available. Not really surprised because generally the population of adoptable Tacomas is pretty low, and it's really low right now with the chip shortage. All right, we're going to head off on a new path right up here at this red beacon, and we should encounter some more Tacomas down there. Again, we're at number 7 on the Tacomas and number 1 on the Tundras. I see one at the light. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's off to the right of this Sequoia in front of me. It is a white, I don't think it's lifted. It does have aftermarket wheels and tires. It is a 4-door, and it looks to be an SR5. There is an injury on it on the right fender. If you guys can see that black spot, looks like something has happened. Looks like a scar, probably from a previous Tacoma safari. Some folks out there get rather aggressive when they're out hunting. There it is right there. You can see the whole thing. It is I think it's an SR5. Did have chrome bumpers on the rear. Perhaps it was an off-road with badging removed. There is another one. That was 8. There's number 9. A Magnetic gray, TRD Sport just went by, had a nice cap on it. So we're at number 8 now. Numbers are increasing nicely, that's good. Let's take the turn here. See what we can see. There's a Nissan Frontier. Doesn't qualify, sorry Nissan. Here we have people waving at us. They're so friendly here. Okay, let's look around. Don't know if I've missed any. I was looking at the waving people. Bunch more population up here for sure as far as vehicles go. We are on number 8. There's a nice lifted Ram. That looked pretty good. We are on number 8. There's a military vehicle. I don't know if you guys saw that in sand color. Good choice for a military vehicle, I think. Okay, we're at another one of these red beacons, so we'll take a break right here. Oh, no, wait a minute. Got to flip you around. Don't know if you can see right in the left of your screen, there is a TRD Sport. Kind of snuck up on us there, right? He will go past us on the left here in just a minute, so if you can see out of my window over there, you will see him pass. That is Tacoma number 9, I believe. There he goes. Right there, TRD Sport stock. No modifications on that Tacoma. Okay, let's get rolling. We're behind a Dodge Ram right now. We have another Tacoma up on the right. It is gray. That's number, I think, 11. It is an SR5, I believe. So we are at, if my count is not wrong, number 11. I want a Tacoma. Well, Jennifer, they're kind of hard to find right now, I must admit. Here we have an old something. What is this? An old Ford Ranger. All right. One of the gray bearded old ones. Yay for gray. There you go. There are several grays. I think that's the second. Whoa, the second gray I have seen. Now, I am going to do a little bit of a loop here. Of course, someone just pulled out where I wanted to be. I'm going to do a little bit of a loop here. I'm going to flip you guys back around. Hopefully. There we go. We did have an ambulance go by. Hopefully that's not a Tundra or a Tacoma in need anywhere. All right, here we go. Let's make this turn. We just saw a white Tundra. I don't know if you guys caught that. There was a white Tundra there. That would be Tundra number 2, Tacoma number, I think, 11. In 18 minutes, we have 11 Tacomas and 2 Tundras. Now, we're going to take the long stretch right here, and then we're going to head back out into the wilderness where I imagine we probably will not. There is a white Tacoma off to the left. I don't know if you saw it. That's Tacoma number 12, I think. Couldn't really tell what flavor it was. It was just a quick spotting. There is, let's see, that was not a Tacoma. There was a Slingshot for anybody who's into those. So we're up to number 12, I think. 12 Tacomas in 18 minutes. Keeping my eyes peeled. I may have missed some. There may have been some that you guys saw that I did not. I, of course, have to keep my eyes on the road, so it's possible that in navigating the road I have missed 1 or 2, but I don't think any more than that. So we're going to call it 12 still and 2. And we're coming up to another red beacon where we must stop. What year is your Tacoma? Mine is 2020. 2020 manual TRD off-road, lifted, modified, wheels, tires, you know, all kinds of things. Check out the channel if you haven't. There's all kinds. There's a white Tacoma up on the left, another sighting, number 13. That is a, I believe that was an off-road. I didn't catch whether it had the scoop or not, so I'm not sure. So we're at 13 and 2 now. Let's make this turn. And that's the end of the populated area. So unless we see an errant Tacoma out here on its own, running in the wild, which there always are, but fewer in between. Wait a minute, we have, let's switch you around. I think we have one more right here. It is, looks like that was kind of a red. Not sure which flavor that was, whether it was TRD off-road or sport. It was a TRD off, it was a TRD something. How's that? So that brings us to 14 Tacomas in 20 minutes, 2 Tundras. Again, assuming that I didn't miss any. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of take you guys with me on another RobMotive live safari where we go out and hunt Tacomas just to see how the population is doing, make sure that they're healthy, you know, all that kind of stuff. Let me know if you ever go out cruising around for Tacomas. I'd be curious. We're gonna head back to the ranch now. Time to let my Tacoma rest its legs. It's been put through its paces today, out hunting other Tacomas, so I think it's due for a break. Even an old guy like me loves his Tacoma ownership, and the comment faded before I could see the rest. Apologize if I missed your comments. You know, they disappear on the screen, and of course I'm driving, so it's a little more difficult, if not dangerous, to read comments while I'm driving, so I just catch them when I can. But anyway, appreciate you guys who tuned in. I hope you enjoyed this RobMotive live Tacoma safari. Leave a comment. Let me know if you like this stuff. I'd be curious. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.